Welcome to the podcast. Despite having isang guest na afam, ay hindi po ito English episode.
Ay, buti naman. Buti naman.
But welcome, this is the return of the AG Weekly at isang malapit na pasabog. Dahil ang aming topic ay Pinoy snacks. At syempre, dahil Pinoy snacks, ang topic, kuha tayo ng afam. Di ba? Welcome. Syempre, kilala nyo guys, Shane Bu. Obviously, ako ron, lagi nakasama sa AG Weekly. New member of the AG Weekly fam. What's up, Naisou?
What's up? Dapat Tagalog ako or can I?
No, English.
Up to you.
English.
Up to you, pare. Hindi, joke
sige.
lang kaya. So, nakikita nyo ngayon sa inyong harapan ay mga Pinoy snacks. So, ito kasi guys, actually, meron pa ako dito mga kwek-kwek at sweet bull in fact.
Ah, talaga?
Meron.
Luto
Where?
na.
Luto na. Just there.
When did you get that?
Bago ako pumunta dito, ganito kasi guys, dapat talaga gutom kami sa podcast na to. Kaso nangyari, meron palang power interruption na hindi ako na-inform. Apparently, di nila nakuha ang aking number pa. So, long story short, busog kami. At baka mapabilis tong podcast na to kasi busog kami.
Sobrang busog.
Sobra yung pagkabusugan namin. Yan, at alam niyo naman, ito ay recently na-upload at may recent na issue. Lagi kasi may parang bago mag-start ang AG Weekly, meron mo namin tinatalakay na mga usap-usapan. At tingin ko, it will be a disservice sa ating mga viewers kung hindi natin tatalakayin ng recent na malaking issue ngayon. Pero kayo, bahala kayo kung ano yung tatanungin ko lang sa inyong opinion, very quick lang, about dun sa recent happenings, which is yun nga, ang pagkaka-disqualify ng Soul, State Toll, kung paano man basahin.
Oo nga eh. Paano i-pronounce yun?
Saul.
S-8-U-L
Saul.
ang basa ko.
Saul.
Saul. Okay.
It's like alam mo yung show Better Call Saul.
Saul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
So, Saul.
La Saul.
So, sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam dyan, hindi ko alam, baka nasa ilalim kayo ng, kung nasang kweba man kayo, ang nangyari po ay dahil ang dalawang players ng Soul, aka BTK, which is si Hoon and Mobazane. And yes, si Mobazane po ay 6-man ng team na yon. So, 6 sila. Hoon and Mobazane lang mismo ay nag-participate at sabihin ko na rin yung pangalan. Ang pangit naman ko dito sabihin. So, nag-participate sa BTK sa HOK event. At ito si Shane Bu. Isipin nyo, Hoon Mobazane, pinanis ni Shane Bu. By the way, congrats. Congrats siya. Siya pala yung nanalo doon. So, yung details nung mismong challenge na yun, hindi ko na-explain, pero long story short, ano siya, para patasan ng stars.
Yeah.
Sa event na yun, Shane Bu won. Despite that, si Hoon at si Mobazane ay sumali pa rin despite being part of Soul na part ng MSC, which is MLBB. At ang nangyari din ay nagpo-promote din sila. Kasi lagi nasa pub match sila eh.
Yeah.
At ni-stream nila yung paglalaro nila. Tama?
Yes, it was streamed.
So, MLBB Monton decided na i-disqualify si Hoon at si Mobazane. But, dahil wala na sa window nung pwede ka pa magpalit ng players, this will be on the window, hindi na nakapaghanap ng subs ang Saul. And pag hindi ka naka-reach ng 6 na players na eligible maglaro, ikaw ay DQ. So, no Soul for MSC. At ang papalit sa kanila is Air 77, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep,
It's Air 77, which happens to have a lot of Pinoys.
They do, yeah. I think probably the most notable there is Ireshi, I think.
Ureshi, yeah.
Ureshi,
Ureshi.
from NXP before.
Yeah, no, so,
But yeah,
Yeah.
They took a couple games off BTK in the
that's
grand
right,
final.
4-2, right?
Yeah.
4-2.
Seoul is BTK.
Yes, correct.
Like new name
Parang
lang.
di ba, nung BTK sila nanalo, in-acquire sila, in-sponsoran sila ni Soul. Kasi
I think-
BTK is
Seoul is the brand.
Yeah, they're like the org. What are they?
Okay.
I think they're popular in pub. I could be wrong. I think PUBG or something.
Pero
Something else.
somewhere in the Middle East region na.
Okay.
India, something like that.
Yeah, I think India.
So, yeah. Ang pinaka malupit doon para sa akin na obviously nakakatawa siya, pero kung isipin, so binayaran sila BTK, flew them to the Philippines actually for Hoon to get a date with Mara. Alam mo yung, technically hindi mali yung sinabi ko na yan, but it's what happened. It was fun though kasi napagsinigang si Hoon, which is legitimize sinigang.
Curious question. So was Mobazin in the Philippines?
No.
He wasn't. He was still in the U.S.
But Hun was in the Philippines.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
They flew Hun in the Philippines?
Yung Seoul.
With
Sa
yeah.
BTK eh. Yung
BTK.
But why
was
did they
gonna
flew
boot
Hun in
camp.
the Philippines? Just
To
really to
train.
meet...
To
to
boot camp.
train?
Train
The boot camp,
pharmacy.
yeah.
But not as a team without Zayn.
Well,
Only
he's-
Zayn lang wala.
Yeah,
Lima
he-
yung nandun.
So Zayn didn't play. He was kind of like the substitute slash coach.
Okay.
But even
Part of the org, but not the first
Hindi siya
five.
starting five.
yeah,
Ayan.
he's just starting five.
All right.
So, ayun. Di ko alam kung anong opinion nyo about it. Maganda to kasi iba't ibang games na eh. Iba't ibang perspective eh.
You know, as someone from the other side,
Yeah,
maybe the
sige.
first one, making it easier for Wolf.
Oh, syempre naman.
Kaya Wolf, no. Coming from the other side, this is the hashtag the problem speaking, So, first things first, disclaimer na
The problem
doesn't represent the orgs I've worked with in the past, future, present, forever, left,
Tama.
right, ABAB. So, the thing here is that ako na lang, sabi ko na lang yung direct thoughts ko about it, no? I really feel well within the rules of the MSC and well within the rules of Munton and EWC. Considering the player rule book, no? Well within their rules. The removal is valid. Yun yung sa akin. Like, based on what I've read, based on what I saw and what I've watched,
Yun
even
nga
with Fried Chicken's video,
Yun
no
nga
bias. I mean, if there's gonna be a bias, I'm gonna go with my,
Syempre,
that
that's all.
game. But the thing is, yung rules nakita ko din pag tinignan mo lang talaga yung rules, nandoon talaga. So that is my thought. And at the end of the day talaga, it's their game. The other side can also do it, Any game can actually do it. It's their game, you decide for it. Really, the running danger, alam mo naman yung rule ko sa esports, di ba? Ang rule ko sa esports is when you take a project, you should have enough foresight to see all the downside.
Correct.
Even the dangers of that project.
Correct.
And even if someone crossed your line or someone
Yes.
violated something, dapat may, in a way, especially for veteran ones, yung medyo matagal na, you should have the foresight on how to work with that.
Yes.
And if you have considered it, and ultimately, even if you think of it, nakaisip mo na lahat, and you still say yes
Yun na yun.
to the project, yun na yun.
Yun na yun.
You're bound for the consequences na.
Parang ibig sabihin, kung naisip mo na yung consequences, kung hindi mo naisip yung consequences, yun yung problem. Baka honest mistake. Pero kung naisip mo na yung consequences, tapos tinanggap mo na, tapos nangyari yung consequence na yun, tapos dinedeny mo pa,
yun
that's where the problem lies. That's my problem. Now, for me, it's well within the rules of Munton of MLBB. But, I'll just say it as it is. I really feel lang, though, that the repercussions of this, if we're gonna be considering naman the scene of MLBB for NA, yun yung magiging backlash
Sila.
noon for Munton. That is on the lens of NA.
Siyempre.
NA MLBB. But on the lens of global esports or global mobile landscape, we cannot deny, I'm just gonna say it as it is, then hindi major market ang NA
Yeah.
for mobile MOBA. So, I'm not so sure if isa ba to sa mga compass. I cannot say. Like, rather, I'm gonna be putting out a question na isa ba to sa mga compass? Is this
Yeah.
one of the compass of Munton to consider their decision?
Yeah.
Evaluating the risk of removing the number one team of NA, rightfully so, in my opinion, rightfully so within the rules, no? Kasi kahit rightfully, tama yung ginagawa. Remember, not all right decisions have good effects, di ba?
Tama.
So, yun, on the lens of MLBB, NA, parang na-axe out na talaga. Kasi iba talaga pag tinanggal mo ang number one team ng sa MLBB doon sa sinayon. Pero yun na nga, considering the global scale naman, diretso rin ako, hindi siya malaking kawalan. Parang hindi siya malaking kawalan sa Munton. Even in any mobile MOBA market, hindi kasi talaga major market ang NA.
Yes.
I mean,
But I want to share one thing, last part. It's very interesting though that because of this issue, I just realized and it reminded me that, nga naman pala, malapit ang NA market to the Philippine market.
Naman.
In terms of fandom. We are actually very much relatable because we
naman.
consume a lot of contents
Sa NA.
from NA. So,
Yeah.
that's why medyo maboka din tayong mga Pinoy regarding that issue. So, yun, that's my piece for that story. Yeah.
I was just gonna say too, like just off what Shin mentioned, because I know there's a lot of like angry people right now,
Yeah.
and they're saying, oh, they'll just everybody switch, but like it's the same thing. Even for HOK, it's still gonna be difficult for them to grasp the market in NA, regardless of what happens, just because mobile in general is still, I would say it's still a growing niche for a lot of people. But as far as the whole thing goes, I've been very vocal about MLBB in NA. I've been fortunate enough to like work with them. They also, you know, at one point flew me out there to cast for the NACT out in Vegas when they still had their LAN. And I was always a very vocal like.
The
person.
production was awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's
like
amazing
the
production.
Hyper X Arena was crazy.
Crazy.
I'm glad that I got to be a part of that because like I feel like that was obviously like the peak of NACT because they were always building up to that. And you know, to kind of see over the past how some of their support has died down a little bit. Obviously, you can kind of see where things are going, and I'm sure that affected some of the decision making with this whole thing. I've watched everyone's videos. I also just watched Doggy's video on this. I don't think it was his specific video, but it was like one of the clippers out there that clipped his stream and he was talking about this. And I think it's also important. Like he did make a fact that a lot of people are blaming like Moonton because they just think they're like one entity, but there's MPL. The esports sector.
Exactly.
And like Moonton is separate. So like Moonton, the game and everything else. And
the esports,
and the esports are two different entities. So
tama.
I'm glad that, you know, Doggy at least talked about that a little bit because that is very true. So the esports is completely different and they handle everything. And I think, again, whatever, you know, because you can really break down all the legal stuff, the contract, the rule book, and I think there's big parts of information, too, that was missing because it's like, did they sign the rule book? Did they get the rule book? Because I watched Fried's video, too, and I just think at the end of the day, like, both sides, it could have probably been done better. But ultimately, my side is, like, as I was seeing this unfold, I was literally like, why did this even happen in the first place? Like, that's where I was coming from. Because my understanding, too, is if you are competing in a tournament to qualify you for the international, like you're qualified for the international now, even if it's technically the off season, like that's the next big thing that you're going for. So, you know, you should kind of assume that, okay, we're for this game, probably shouldn't go to the number one competitor.
Yeah.
I mean, even as talents, we kind of have that idea. Like, if you really went to the contracts and stuff, it's like, yeah, we could read between the lines and break everything down. But ultimately, there is, you know, that understanding.
You could even easily define an off-season. Off-season is not between the regional tournament and the international tournament. The off-season happens after the international tournament.
Yeah, after the international,
It's actually right after Esports World Cup by MSC.
Then there's
the MPL. That's the off-season, the one in between. That's actually it's in the rulebook where the teams can actually unlock the roster. There's actually a roster locking part prior to that. But when you lock your roster during the MPL season, that's actually the roster.
That's the roster
that can only go to the MSC. So So
unless may mga katulad ng underage, yun na yung
I do understand,
force
you know.
majeure.
I do understand, brother Dave. You know, me and Dave were actually already good. You know, got some great relationship. Even back in the days of Wild Rift. Now the thing is, I know he hired some lawyers about it. You know, and they said, I don't know. I feel like it really falls on the interpretation of the rule book. But based on, I've also tried reading the rule book, like word per word on it. What I really see
nasa tama talaga.
It's really a violation.
Because it made sense to me too.
Because it words of the qualified.
Actually, kita naman.
The teams that qualified, and then the dates were just the dates of MSC.
When you're angry, when you're on the losing side or winning side, lagi talaga may bias yan when you're interpreting. On our end, since neutral tayo with them, we understand it better.
Yeah, and also again, like the people that are breaking this all down, like this is also just real life. Like if people aren't used to this, again, contracts, organizations, whether eventually you're working, the organization or the corporate will always protect themselves with a blanket clause or statement.
Of course.
And that's what exactly was in this contract, where even if you took everything away, the fact that it just said the MPL committee or the MSC committee is basically at their discretion to interpret the rules, and like if it's if it goes against the integrity of MSC, or let's say it's against the brand, they have the right to do what they want, basically. And that is just a blanket clause to keep them safe. And that is not just with MSC. That'll be all the corporations you end up working for, or all the jobs you end up getting. Like if you actually break down contracts, like that's always there. It's always a protection for these, you know, these bigger
Totoo
entities.
naman. By the way, iba talaga pag maganda yung boses na nagsasalita.
Oo nga eh. Sarap makinig, no?
Sarap makinig.
Sarap makinig.
First time nangyari to sa
Okay.
podcast. But,
Kami kasi basagan yung
Oo.
boses.
pero, just to add lang Ron, mauna muna ako if you don't mind. Kasi gusto ko lang didagdag. Nag-stream kami kahapon. As of recording guys, it's July 2 ngayon. So July 1 nag-live ako for Infinix Game Zone. Syempre, mga tao nagtanong na doon sa akin, unavoidable So, sinabi ko doon na opinion ko about it since hindi naman ako eksperto sa legal, whatever. Tumingin ako doon sa pro side, which is nandun part ako ng pro side And sabi ko nga, meron akong 2 teams na part ako ay nandun sa MSC. At nakikita ko yung journey nila. Sobrang unfair na yung isang competitor sa biggest league. Sabihin na natin, MSC yung pinakamalaking liga by prize pool Diba? Pinakamalaking liga ng tournament na nung pangarap mo, ang daming pumapangarap dyan, daming tao na take it so seriously. Alam mo, sobrang seryoso nila. The boys in Onyx flew to Jakarta to maximize training and content para just to not waste time.
Talaga? Nag-Jakarta yung Onyx?
Jakarta yung Onyx pitch.
Para lumakas?
Para lumakas, pre.
Sa Indonesia?
Hindi. Yung nandun yung Onyx Indonesia at Onyx pitch, part ng MSC, pre.
Yeah.
Oh, pero sa Indonesia nag-training
Kasi
yung
dun
Philippines?
makaka-train mo naman yung tapos lagpas na sila doon sa mundo ng mortal, pre. Nandun na sila sa mga scrims.
Ibang
Mga
level na.
scrims na lang sila.
Pero pag gusto mong lumakas sa Pilipinas ka dapat pumupunta?
Hindi, makakalaro mo naman mga Pinoy.
Oh.
Di naman porque...
Parang kasing paurong yun, ha?
Hindi. Tapos to save time, pre. Tapos,
Okay.
kasi, alam mo yung sobrang nakaschedule, ito lang yung media data. Ito
Yeah,
lang.
okay.
Wala talaga.
Super tight
Every minute counts. There was a time, may isang time na parang dahil merong shoot ng 10 a.m. to 2, na inusog yung para 3 pa rin yung training. Alam mo yun? Ganun kaseryoso, men. As in, hindi ko alam yung sa Team Liquid, pero napansin ko kasi, after nila mag-champion, parang at most 5 days ata pahinga nila. Training na agad for MSC. Ganon. So parang, sa point of view ko, yung Aurora, Turkey, pumunta sa Pilipinas.
Oh, yun ang tama.
Di ba?
Kung gusto mong lumakas, punta kang Pilipinas.
Tapos,
Kung gusto mong lumakas sa ML, punta ka Indonesia. Ano yun?
Nandun yung home base na. Pero yung makakalaro mo pa rin yun. Wag
Reverse psychology.
Tapos na sila sa RG, hindi na sila nag-guard, hindi na
Okay.
sila doon nagpapalakas. Nasa mundo ng na sila. So, Aurora, ayan, to be fair, may mga times, mas mura ata sa Indo, honestly. Bago
okay.
na, actually.
Okay.
Yung Aurora kasi may Aurora naman sa PH. Virtus Pro, di ko naman ng mindset nila doon. Pero, usually sa Indo, nagbo-bootcamp talaga, dahil mas mura. Anyways, my point is, how do you expect to compete pag nawalan ka ng, 48 hours benching?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 2 days. Yeah, yes,
48
yes,
hours ka. Sabihin na natin, okay, fine. Sige, si Hun lang maglalaro, tapos yung ibang train. Hindi ganun.
Oo.
That's never gonna happen.
May ibang focus yung ibang player, no? Yeah. Oo.
Nakakainis sa part ng mga competitors na sineseryoso sobra yung e-sport. Na buhay, ginagawa nilang buhay, pre, yung ML
Oo.
At kailangan nating respetuhin yun. Tapos merong competitor na inuna yung ibang laro. Parang lang, it's like it's so unfair to me.
So that's a lens from the player perspective, no? Parang ganun, or the competing perspective.
Di ko alam yung, syempre, I do not speak for the rest of Onyx. Feeling ko wala naman silang pake dahil mas makafocus sila sa Feeling ko, ang mindset nila is kahit sino ba yan, dudurugin naman namin yan. So, we don't care. Pero from me na actually got close to people who made ML a career of theirs.
Yeah.
At talagang pangarap mag-MSC. Unfair. At, paano pa yung mga teammates niya? Yun kasi, ang pinakakawawa dito, hindi naman si Hun at si Zayn.
Yung
Tama.
teammates, true.
Hun and Zayn probably got a big bag. Let's be honest.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, they got a big bag. Paano yung mga kampi nila? Ano yun?
Tama.
Split nila doon? Hindi.
Yeah.
Hindi nila gagawin yun.
Ano
That's
yan?
that's why I felt for them.
KD
Yeah.
to Golden State yan. Yan
Oo.
nangyari.
Yeah.
Ganun na.
Exactly. Ayun lang. Parang, syempre si Hun, di ko alam. Alam ko, I understand ba't niya ginawa yun, honestly. Mahirap ang ekonomiya ngayon. You would take every opportunity. I just wish na hindi nadama yung iba. But,
Yeah.
unfortunately, nadamay talaga sila.
Oh.
Ng malala.
And like Chicken mentioned, like in his video, that he didn't blame them, and that's great that he doesn't. But I just think that I felt for them too. Like when I saw this happening, I was like, for the other players, obviously, that weren't getting that sponsorship, that
Exactly.
challenge. And they had to again, these guys work or go to school or have to plan.
Yeah.
They're like regular dudes over in North America, right?
Yun pa,
And so
magpalala doon.
they had to completely change their schedules to come to the Philippines
Exactly.
to boot camp. And I'm sure they had to ask their parents. That's the other
Exactly.
thing, and arrange all that, and then it kind of just gets taken away,
Yeah.
So again, I think part of it was, did the team get addressed in this whole thing? Was everyone just okay? It's fine. Then we can focus on training, or was it a decision made somewhere else? And like that's what I'm saying. There's
I
so
hope
many.
not.
Yeah. There's so many things we don't know.
Yeah. That's why
That's why I don't want
Sakit
to
eh.
talk. That's why I don't even want to talk about it too
that's
much.
why you cannot really blame the org
Yeah.
or a brand or a game because
Isa pa yan,
There's so much behind.
there's so much behind. There's people behind it. And
Yeah.
you cannot even, you're not even sure to point fingers on a person.
Baka hindi sila hun di ba?
Because you don't even know if they're the one who made the decision
Exactly.
or who influenced,
Yun nga
who has laid down the options, who has
Exactly.
laid down
Tama
the
dyan.
options,
Yeah.
or has laid down the benefits and the cons.
Tama.
How was
Tama.
it interpreted? How was it communicated? We really
Tama.
don't know. That's the
Baka
problem.
all this time, di ba? Baka Hun and Zane, baka alam nila na well within their rules sila all this time.
Pero ang sure it's a human thing. It's not a company, it's not an animal or anything. It didn't happen out of the blue. Hindi siya magic, hindi siya cosmic force. It's a human thing. A chain reaction of human thing. Yun yung that's where I'm curious. I would have wished, I'll be honest, I would have wished that, if Munton have played an optics game lang din. Like in a parallel universe, I try to imagine what if hinayaan lang nila. I'll be honest, Siyempre, I'm coming from the other side, di ba? Kung hinayaan lang din nila, would that it make them look weaker or stronger or the bigger
100%,
guy? Or
Yeah.
I don't know which one. I honestly don't know which one. But I definitely would have wished na, hearing yung side nila, mamabasin nila hun, no? Parang, ayun.
Problem kasi yan,
ang,
min, eh.
ang nanalo, yung number 2. May nanalo.
The
Pero
business.
curious din ako kung hindi, kunyari let's say pinalusot sila mabasin sila hun. Kasi ako, ang interpretation ko talaga, my interpretation is they violated the rule.
Oo.
Yeah. But kunyari pinalisot ni Munton. So,
Dama yan.
magrereklamo kaya, ano naman yung ripple effect, no?
Mayroon
May
talaga.
magrereklamo
Chain
na.
reaction,
Meron.
men. Kasi sasabihin lang na mata may president eh.
President
But
na
nagawa ng isa, but
gagawin na sa future.
Tama,
Yun naman
tama.
yung mayayari yung repercussions.
ano nangyari? Like,
It's either way, there would have been a consequence.
Yeah.
Like,
Either both sides,
yeah,
no?
on both sides.
at syempre, pinili ni Munton, what serves them?
Long term, siguro?
Like,
no?
kung long
Short
term.
term,
Pero yun yung,
Tama si ako rin eh. Kasi may president, kung hinayaan nila, may gagawa ulit.
meron yun eh. Ganun talaga eh.
Ganun lang eh, ulit lang eh. Tsaka, kaya feeling ko rin sana na lang, sariling decision nila yung ginawa nila.
Yun ang
Kasi
maganda.
feeling ko, yun yung best way nila to escape. Kasi imagine, benefit of the doubt for the players na yun yung naging decision nila. Kasi for the past few years, syempre, ilang beses na sila nagko-compete na international. And then, they just get on the same spot. Yan na rin yung ending nila. No progress after that. Even though nasa na yung pinakamalakas sa North America. So, since medyo fresh pa yung HOK dito sa Pilipinas, maybe that's an opportunity for them to pioneer. Siguro, tas yun na yung naging decision nila. Sana, medyo selfish decision, pero pwedeng gano'n na lang yung ginawa nila for them to have a fresh start siguro.
Time will tell, no?
Oo,
Time
tingin ko
will
na,
tell sa side nila if their decision has been right or...
di ko nga talaga, di natin ma-blame eh. Kasi, money talks ngayon eh.
Oo naman.
Ngayon, I learned the hard way na pera talaga. Minsan ting, big win. Para lang magka-pera eh.
Press O
Mega win ka, mega
Mapapa-press O
Mega
ka ba?
win, no? Parang,
Press O.
ano ba?
Blue, red.
Ganun
blue.
ba?
Red.
Big win ba? Oo, pero wala eh. In every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. Newton's law. Ganun talaga. May consequence and unfortunately, ayun.
Tsaka
Pero,
talagang talagang
Sige lang.
sinample talaga siguro. Feeling ko tama na yung ginawa ni Monton talaga. Ako feeling ko, sinample sila MOBA Zane talaga. Doon kasi pag di nila sinampulan yun, lahat
talaga.
lahat yan, sunuran
Pag
na
nangyari
Magandang
ulit,
loophole
Oo,
mas
sunuran na
mahirap.
yan.
Mas mahirap yung president.
So, pag nag-tolerate silang isa, yun, parang gano'n na yung mangyayari.
That's why I said there would have been more damage if they let it.
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
through.
Ang question ko na lang dito is, masaya ba ang HOK na hindi, wala lang. Parang yung HOK community ba ay masaya na nandun si Hun at si Mo. Yun kasi yun eh. Parang,
Everyone is playing an angle. Definitely someone or everyone's playing an angle or angles are being angles are being shown or being laid out right now. The angle of course restrictions being open.
So chaotic pa rin in a way.
No, it's chaotic in a way. There's a lot of discussion right now. You know, with that dito sa community. Competitors, here's a fact. This is a fact, undeniable fact. The two games are competitors. No matter what, they can have the option of not pulling each other's down, but they will definitely pursue of one-upping each other. Because that's the business. It's a fair game on that one, no? So they will protect each other's interests, no? So when I say angles are being put on the table, ayun, syempre, HOK is pegging that it's open. It is true naman talaga na actually, to share sa inyo talaga sa contract ng HOK, nakalagay talaga
pwede ba
this is non-exclusive. Hindi, lagi naman nila sinasabi, nakapost na na open talaga sila. Nakalagay din talaga sa kanila na this is non-exclusive, tapos iso-support kasi endeavor mo. Like, even though hindi yun kailangan ilagay sa contract, parang yun yung selling point nila, nilalagay nila. Mga ganung bagay. So, I do feel, without that, it's a selling point. It's an angle din naman. Pero of course, it's because they wanna lure in the players to push for each other's interest, no? On top of course, yung mga basic na talaga, yung core fundamental na yung pagandahan na lang ng game, skins, collabs, and of course, their esports, working on each other's esports.
That's their thing. Para sa akin yung siguro pinaka-summary ko dito, Munton is not so happy, but they had to do it. MOBA, Zane, and Hun are probably the happier of most. Kasi honestly...
Not the worst situation, no?
Kasi honestly, wala eh. They will get the bag no matter what. Ang pinaka-kawawa, ang pinaka-nahampas talaga ng kapalaran ay kakampi nila.
Siguro sila
Fight Chicken, Shark, and Best Player. Si Best Player is posting na nakakalungkot na talaga kasi yung pag nakita mo how he chats, talagang nakakaawa. I mean,
lost talaga.
Isang
taon niya kasing inantay kasi last year, ganun natalo kasi si Best Player nung last year for MSC. Then he lost pa puntang M6, tama? Diba? So imagine mo back-to-back na talo siya. Tapos talagang gigil na siya sa MSC.
Yun.
He was like ready to prove himself and everything, and then it gets taken away.
Yun, so sila yung pinakawawa eh.
No? Hindi kasi ang hirap rin kasi yung substitute eh kasi may rule talaga
may
na
siya window.
May precedent din eh kapag hinayaan na nag-special consideration. The thing is, eto guys, no, special considerations kasi, it's not because someone is cruel. It's not because Munton is being cruel. It's really because of the possible precedents na for future. Yun nga
talaga.
That
is society.
Pwede kasing ma-abuse. At may gumawa na nun. In the past.
Yan. Wow, napakalupit. Kaya pa na natin mag-usap ng gano'n.
Kaya pala yung gano'n.
So sana,
Ba't gano'n?
Pwede naman pala, ang topic natin ngayon ay Pinoy Stocks.
Nice segue.
Napaka-related, pare.
Typical,
transition mo, fade out.
Fade out, pare.
Yung typical transition. Speaking of, we got Pinoy Stocks. Anyway, so ang topic natin ngayon ay Pinoy Stocks at sinama natin ang resident afam. Matagal ko na itong pinaplano. Si Naisou ay na-busy din sa kanya, syempre, endeavors. At ako gusto ko, parang the way that I visualize this talaga podcast episode to ay kasama talaga siya. Kasi gusto ko makita yung perspective ng non-Filipino sa mga ganito. I'm half Filipino.
Actually. Oo nga, no? Half Filipino.
So you need another full white guy.
Oo nga, no?
To
Herbert! Hindi, ayoko nung ganun. Kasi si Naisou actually stayed. He grew up in... actually, can you give us a background actually? He grew up where?
Like real quickly, I
was surprised you were able to watch MPL Season 1.
Oh, yeah.
He did 7 years ago?
7 years.
2018.
Oh my God.
I've been here for 13 years. Yeah. So I was born in Kansas.
Yo.
Then I moved to Japan. I was there for 8 years, and then after Japan, I moved back to the U.S. I was there for 8 years. And then, 10 years in the U.S. And then I eventually, at 21, I moved here.
Wow.
So that's been 13 years.
Okay, so...
34, yeah.
Have you tried mga Pinoy snacks when you were...
21.
Kwento mo naman sa amin yung parang ano, ito yung childhood yung
snacks,
household mo was, were you raised like a Filipino? Alam mo yun, parang,
Tama.
pinalaki ka ba bilang Amerikano or Hapon or Filipino?
It's funny because it was literally a mix. Like, you know, no shoes past the door. You know, the typical. Like we always had rice. My mom instilled a lot of Filipino, I feel like, culture in the house.
Okay.
But it was primarily U.S. raising. But you know, we like my first. A lot of trying my first stuff came from my mom's cooking. Like I fell in love with Filipino food through my mom's cooking, and all my friends in the U.S. That's how they were introduced to Filipino food. They would come over, you know, they would just love like sinigang adobo. They love everything. Cool. The football team would just come over and everything and have a bunch of Filipino food. So, you know, that was basically most of it. Meow.
Okay lang, yeah, proceed.
So,
just protect your coffee.
Yeah. Hello. Well, other than that though, a lot of it, I was kind of culture shocked the first time they brought me to the Philippines. Like I was 14. So
for a vacation.
Yeah. So that I would have been like a freshman in high school or something, and they brought us to the Philippines for the first time for Christmas. What a time to come to the Philippines.
Yeah, dude.
So, the best time.
The best.
You know, simbang gabi and like all that
You
stuff.
did simbang. Wow,
I
that's
did
so
all
funny.
that. Woke up, you know, like I remember the first time my dad was like, wake up. Got to go to church. And I was like, what time is it? It's like 3 a.m. or whatever it was. And I was like, what is going on? We don't go to church at this time. But
Did you see yung mga nakalupit na fit?
Yeah.
The simbang gabi fit.
Simbang gabi drip.
Simbang gabi drip.
Yeah. And so that, you know, that first trip to the Philippines was the time they got to try a lot of like food and snacks. But I feel like it changed over time. And then obviously when I moved here, when I was 21, I tried some things here and there.
Yeah. So, technically, dun sa US, di mo natikman...
We didn't have access to these. So people that live in the US, you're lucky if you have an Asian store. So they're usually you know how we have like Korean stores here?
Yeah.
It's essentially the same thing in the US. Like depending where you live, you'll have this universal Asian store. and that Asian store has like stuff from all over Asia.
May Mang Tomas.
Yeah, may Mang Tomas. There's like sinigang mixes. There's, you know, dried mangoes and stuff like that.
That's where you get your rice then, I would assume.
No. Like we could, actually the 50-pound bags, What is that, like the 20-kilo bags, you know, like we have here. So, you know, because, again, I lived in the Midwest. The Midwest was like farms, like, you know,
Kansas.
very country. Yeah, very country. Kansas and Iowa is where I lived. Yeah, very country road type style. So the Asian store was like a 30-minute drive away.
Oh my
So
God.
it's not even in the town.
And by the way, 30-minute rides, ganito kasi guys, sa US, ang 30-minute ride
Iba
ay
yun.
malayo yun.
Malayo
Sa atin,
yun.
30-minute ride, pwedeng gano'n lang yan eh.
Manila to Manila.
QC. Pero yung sa kanila, yun eh. Kaya pag,
That would be 30 miles.
Diba?
So what is that in kilometers? Mga 15 kilometers?
Parang nag-NLEX na ako nun, pre.
15 kilometers is, remember, from Cubao to
something.
Makati is 11 kilometers only.
Talaga?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Sa lapit lang ng mga...
Yes,
Pampanga.
made the distance when...
Manila to Pampanga. 30
so
miles.
yeah, anyways.
Grabe.
Okay,
So-
So most of it was from an Asian store.
Okay.
And then, so it was really hard to get because then there's limited options too.
Pero kami kasi ay medyo pare-pares naman yung pinalagay natin, no? Barangay,
Yeah.
Squammy area na pare-pares
Yung-
naman. So, I wonder kung sa
Yan o, Cubao to 1 Ayala, 9.8 kilometers.
love it lang pala, no?
1 hour.
Technically, kayo may 1 hour na, no?
This video is brought to us by TT Racing. You know, I like stats. I like min-maxing. I like efficiency. And if you've been a fan of my analysis, you know that I love it when players make the most of their in-game resources. Like how Dreadnought Armor or Leg Plates is a nice item in Mobile Legends in the early game specifically. And if you're looking for the best bang for your buck, the most efficient usage of your money when getting a gaming chair, there's no question. TT Racing is for you. I've tried it for 2 months now, and I can say that in this price range, it's the best gaming chair when it comes to comfortability and its build quality. On the plus side, you have tons of cool designs that gamers will love, like Marvel, Star Wars, and animation such as Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a selection of different choices for upholstery with top quality neck and lumbar pillows, 4D adjustable armrests that will be perfect for your personalized setup, a full 155-degree recline feature for when the gaming sessions become longer and longer, locking castors for stable 360 movement, again, designed for your comfort. So if you want the best bang for your buck, TT Racing gaming chairs and ergo chairs are the best for you. And since you've spent time listening to me, we'll give you a little bit of a sweet deal. Use my code WOLF2000 for 2,000 pesos discount on every purchase through the online store. Visit their website now. Thank you so much.
But anyways, so ano ba kayo? Kasi sa Philippines, pag lumaki nga dun sa mga barangay, like we got there, ang culture ng mga snacks ay syempre, cheaper the better, mas marumi, mas masarap.
Yan.
At we like yung, we call that tingi, which is technically retail. It translates to retail.
Yeah.
Pero like, for 1 peso, may mga maliliit na snacks ka mabibili. Usually, dapat piso lang yung gagastusin mo. At,
Tama.
The only one I remember is the little chocolate stick.
Yeah. And the
Sticko.
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 in the pre-age of millennials, predating internet, before internet talaga. Do you know the cool part about millennials? We've lived life
both.
in really very defined eras.
grabe,
We get a pre-internet, Stranger Things era, then the internet era, data era, then the online shopping era, then we have
It's like
the
3 lifetimes.
Actually,
the
yes.
enter of 2000s, the enter of the 2000s, the Y2K, then we have the pandemic.
Okay, nakas.
Then we have the crypto era as well.
Ang lala nung naabutan nating pandemic.
We were almost gonna be tagging World War III.
Konti na lang.
Konti na lang talaga.
Pero yun.
Anyway, like before the pre-internet era, one of our highlights is to really go outside. The
Oh,
idea
yun,
of playing
labas.
outside.
Lalabas
And
ka rin.
really, back then, I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but one of the most interesting part of our day-to-day outside are sari-sari stores.
Sari-sari store,
Sari-sari stores are very
So, you know what
interesting.
sari-sari
Yeah,
stores?
yeah.
Because sari-sari stores, back then, sari-sari stores are not a sign of poverty. It doesn't look like...
Technically,
it's really the place to look at.
It's just
To
what
get
it
news.
is.
It is what it is. You go there, you check out what's in store. Like after playing sands, after
Yes.
playing gravels, after playing with your friends,
get a
hide and seek tag.
Drink in a plastic
You get
bag.
yes. If you get some money, or maybe if you get 2 pesos, 3 pesos from your mom. Like when you try to go home, like you're called by your mommy. Yeah, hey, go back here, go back here. It's already 5 p.m. 6 p.m. Ready evening. But even before going home to watch your favorite cartoons, you're gonna ask, ma, pahingi piso.
Piso.
Tres, dos. You're gonna be asking money for them. Then you go to the sari-sari store.
Yeah.
Just get your merienda or refreshment after playing maybe
outside.
in the afternoon. So I think that's one very vivid, yet
naman.
very defined and relatable memory back then
Right, Che.
that connects us to the childhood snacks.
Iba kasi
Sobra.
yung ano ngayon parang yung snack para sa ngayon parang
Iba
either
na.
beer match or panonood. Parang
Tama, iba na.
snack sa panonood. Pero dati talaga para siyang
Ay, ganun eh.
sistema. Para siyang
May fun.
ritual.
May ganun, no?
Ano?
Remember this moment where
Cycle.
you will pinpoint.
Oo. Nakaano ka pa niyan, di ba, pag meron kang piso? Kasi nga, may piso-piso lang. Pag ginawag mo na yung tindera, pabili po.
Pabili,
Pag
oh.
lumabas na, hindi ka pa makakapili agad kasi
Dami.
Ano po to?
Kasi you have to make the most out of the piso.
The piso.
Yung 1 peso mo.
Which one will you buy?
Kailangan mo siyang sulitin.
kailangan worth it yun.
And there are a
Sobra.
lot. There are a lot of panindas. There are a lot of
Kasha, sari-sari.
in the garapons, in the like plastic bottles, right? You have to look at it, and it looks very flashy. Like
Yun pa
the
maganda.
grills.
It's basically the Filipino version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's what I
yeah.
thought. Like
no
when
matter
you
how
walk
small,
up.
no matter how small the tindahan is, right?
Kaya siya yung sari-sari means oh my God. Ano ba?
Yeah, what does it mean?
Word.
What do you
Sari-sari
There's like a
is
variety.
Diverse.
Oh, kinds of
Diverse.
variety.
Diverse, yeah, diverse.
So,
Sari-sari. Samot sari. Sari is like diverse.
Sari-sari, yeah. Kasi
very diverse.
meron din hindi lang naman pagkain nandun pati mga household.
Sari-sari could we say as iba-iba, iba-iba.
Variety,
very
parang
diverse.
ganun.
So, sari-sari. But that's a vivid memory. And another one, if it's not the sari-sari store, it's of course the illegal store beside your school.
School. Yan.
Illegal?
Yeah, we say it's illegal, but it's because those mini stores. So we got a school where in our elementary school, we got our kindergarten, maybe elementary, maybe even still high school. Pre-internet. This is really let's remove internet here because our habits really did change once mobile phones and PC gaming and pre-internet. But back then, our school hobbies are defined by on top of playing parlor games or playing Tex, Pogs,
Ayun.
1-2-C, Jackstone. We even 1-2-C, the paputok, the firecracker.
Yeah, it's a firecracker.
We buy it. That's why we call it illegal because a lot of confiscated toys in the school are bought from that mini stand just outside the school who sells this
There's
random
some,
stuff. A lot of
there's
random
some
stuff.
illegal stuff.
Plus the snacks.
Oo.
Yes, they do.
Kaya
Yes,
may
yes.
tawag dito, kung sa PBA may courtside reporter, tayo may curbside vendor.
Curbside vendor.
Actually,
Curbside
yeah.
vendor.
Yun, actually, curbside vendors sila. So,
Ganun sila.
ayun, yung mga benta nila is iconic din kasi doon yung mga fishball, yun na yung mga scramble. I don't know if you tried yung scramble.
Yeah, I've tried scrambled.
Scramble?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think, honestly, I think I've tried everything.
Nice.
Except like there are
That's
a couple
nice.
things here that maybe I haven't tried.
Uh,
But I owe it to my college friends.
yan.
When I went to college out here, that was when I got to experience a lot that. Like,
Yeah, because even in college, there's still some curbside vendors.
Yun naman yung, mas mahal na kasi, kasi Manila rin.
Manila.
So may, dun sa, kunwari sa
province.
sa province, sa Rizal where I grew up, talagang pag pumunta ka sa Manila, mamamahalan ka talaga sa lahat ng bagay. It's almost like times 2. So anyways, ito mga pinili ko mga snacks, mga pre, ay mga all-star na rin. Actually, mga ano na to, they earn their
Improve na.
stripes.
Oo.
Hindi, parang kumbaga, pag may
Established
nagsabi,
na yung mga
masarap
yun,
ang Moby, hindi mo siya ka-contest. Pag
Ayan.
sinabing masarap ang Piatos, I
cheese
agree.
ring, yeah.
Cheese ring. Sa mga ano na to, all-star. Unfortunately, hindi ko nakuha yung ibang mga bangers talaga. Katulad ng vinegar pusit, hindi ko na mahanap, men.
Karaoke. Walang karaoke.
Walang lumpia, yung Shanghai,
orange.
lumpiang Shanghai. So, vinegar pusit, napasap nun. As in,
is that the dried one?
no, it's not.
Hindi.
That's vinegar pusit is a snack. It's a chichirya.
snack.
Chichirya.
Nata de coco, wala doon.
Wala. Ay, meron doon pero di ko na... Wala na yung... Wala yung ganun, yung naka-plastic. Wala
right.
yun. Yung may parang gel.
nata de yung mga gel.
Mga gel.
Nata de coco is like for baking.
Oo. Hindi yan. Yung nata de coco na sinasabi ni Shane Bot, para siya nakalagay sa gel, sa young style. Basta,
Sachet.
never mind. Sa sachet. So, this one, mga ano na to, mga bangers na to. Vinegar pusit, as what you would hear from it,
I love your
it's
term.
vinegar.
Earned their stripes.
They earned their stripes, pare. Ito, mga...
Because back then, Moby doesn't look like this.
Oh, pre.
Moby's packaging doesn't look like
Itong
this.
mga nabili ko, shoutout sa Landmark. By the way, walang kahit anong sponsor dito. Ang mga chichirya. Can you say chichirya?
Chichirya.
There you go.
Yun,
Okay. Chichirya, ito yung tawag namin sa mga ganito, which is chips. Junk
Chichirya.
food.
Chichirya.
Yan. So, eto mga OGs na to. Gusto kong ilagay mo lang sila sa mga tiering. Gusto ko kasi
Yan.
siya yung
Siya dapat.
Oh,
Yan.
ikaw yung mag-tier. Ngayon, I think you've tried some of these.
Yeah.
If you want to taste them, go ahead. It's all yours.
But we can't
if you
open
don't
all
want,
these, right?
yeah, well, up to you. Pero, ikaw yung mag-rate. Tapos siguro, tarin ko na rin kayo ng mga rating nyo.
Yan.
Alam mo ba tong Yaki?
Okay, so
It's a
I haven't had that.
You
I
Maybe
haven't had
pang-last na
this.
to. Pang-last
I
na to
haven't had
siguro.
that.
How, pare?
I've had
Flat ups, pare.
flat tops. I've had flat tops.
Sarap.
Mayaman ka pag meron ka niyan doon.
Mayaman,
Mayaman ka niyan.
Pang mayaman.
Pag ano, flat tops?
Rich kid.
Yeah.
Rich kid
Hindi
yan.
siya piso eh.
Oo.
Rich kid to.
Dos yan.
Oh, dos. By the way,
Rich kid
pwede ka magkwento lang ano.
Yeah.
Naisou.
Ah.
So nakita mo itong flat tops wrapper. Meron kasing game sa amin na yung mga wrapper ng candy, ginagamit namin as play money. So ang flat tops, mahal siya. Parang 5 piso yun. Di ba?
Value niya.
Yung
Like
may
higher
value.
value
May
siya.
value yan.
Di ba maglalaro kayo
For
ng...
the play money.
alam mo yung bahay-bahayan? You know what bahay-bahayan is?
Yeah.
So when we play house, yun yung
Yun
yun yung mahal. Yung flat tops.
Yun
Kasi,
yung
biggest,
currency nyo.
biggest
ah,
bill.
Yeah.
kasi ano siya eh, mahal siya. Piso.
Yung mga mura yung sa honey.
Ay, yung
Chocolate.
honey, mura lang. Yung mga max yun. Yan.
Sarap
Yung
yung
flat tops
chocolate,
mahal.
I know.
So this one you haven't tried.
Yeah, those I haven't. Well, flat tops I've tried.
Okay, never mind. Have you tried Moby? Specifically the caramel.
Not the
Moby?
caramel. Not
Cheese
the
it.
caramel. Not this. Not cheese it.
Okay, not
Cheese
cheese
ring. Have you tried the cheese ring?
Cheese ring I've tried.
Okay, yeah.
This is the one I've tried. Is it?
Moby Black.
Moby Black. Moby Black.
Ay,
Moby Black. Moby Chocolate.
chocolate. Sorry. You've obviously tried Nova, no?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. sorry.
Moby.
Cracklings you've tried.
Dude, honestly, that would be my number one right there.
Okay, yeah, I
Like,
know.
there's hands down this
S tier.
S tier. This
tier.
reminds me of college. This reminds me of
Yeah.
fun time with friends.
Yeah.
Like this is S tier.
Have you
Yeah.
tried eating it with rice?
Yeah.
No, I've never
Nice
done that.
before.
Yeah.
You
Inuulam
just eat
namin
this
yan
with
eh.
rice?
Meron pa palang isa, yung
Pagtagirap.
yung lala.
Oh, yeah, wala na.
Lala or deep sea, lala.
Ang sarap ng lala, putik.
Lala.
Oh, that's the best. Oh my God.
Best
lala.
partnered with rice. Sobra.
Ang sarap ng lala, pre.
Lala, yung amoy pa lang.
Dami.
Iba yung lala na chocolate, iba yung lala na fish crackers. Masarap parehas. Anyways.
So, paano to?
No, like, what have you not tried yet? Have you tried this?
That I haven't tried.
Oh my God.
Ano?
Kirei. You've always tried this, sa Caster's area.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. I was like, this I haven't had big.
Ito medyo
porky
bago-bago na
pops.
to, guys, actually. Wala na to sa childhood natin. Pero, ano to? Modern day God tier snack.
I think everything else I've tried here. Like
Okay.
here, yeah.
It's chippy. Okay, say chippy.
Chippy I've tried, yeah.
Chippy.
This
Okay.
reminds me of... There's an American version of this. I
What?
cannot remember. Yeah, it's almost... Gosh, I can't remember the name. I'll have to look it up later.
Okay. Have you tried yung Oishi, specifically the spicy prawn flavor?
Yeah.
That's the one on
Okay.
the okay.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Sige.
This one I've tried.
So, among all of these na naman na-try mo na, meron ka ng S tier, which is si
Sea
Cracklings.
cracklings, yeah.
Is there anything that you can say na parang, that you can actually put in a tier na naalala mo?
As in, like, as
Like
to-
anywhere. Like A tier.
Okay. Granted, I'm not a huge snacker. Like,
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that. Like, I don't mean. So I grew up, because some people will ask me this too. I grew up. My dad. I don't know if this. Like, I thank him now, but when I was a kid, he didn't give us snack like this stuff.
Yeah.
My dad either gave us vegetables or
Yeah,
fruit.
yeah.
And that was like, I didn't get to actually have like snacks until I was much older.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah. So, but do you want me to tier these all out? Is that,
Yeah, sure. If you want.
okay.
Pero if di mo na maalala, it's okay.
But are we gonna put like a graphic or? are we
Yeah, I
just
would.
gonna- Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So this is 100% S tier.
Okay.
Bam.
Okay, S tier.
Okay lang,
cracklings.
agree? Everybody agrees, mga
Yeah,
tol?
yeah, agree.
Oh, wala
S tier.
cracklings.
Where should I
Wala.
put these here? Like to the
Yeah.
side?
Lalo pag may beer yan.
Ay, nako.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
It's just a very easy buy.
Oh.
You know,
Actually, my first introduction to cracklings was this and Red Horse.
Bam.
Like,
Perfect.
Perfect combination.
That-
Perfect.
that- and the first time I had that, it's been a staple. Like if I'm
Yes.
craving a snack. Cheese rings. Wait, how low we going? S A B C
BCD.
Yan.
B C D.
Yeah.
Okay. I
S8.
I do cheese rings for C. Like I'm not I'm not super crazy about cheese
Okay,
rings.
okay.
Which is weird because I love cheese puffs. Like cheese puffs.
Yeah, from the States.
container. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, can't blame you.
cheese rings. are
Okay
good
lang,
C.
okay lang. So, mag-react na lang kayo pag feeling nyo, mag-react kayo.
Damn, cheese ring. Nilagay sa C.
Nilagay sa C?
C for cheese ring.
Kahit sa mga viewers dyan, kayo na bahala magbigay ng tier ninyo.
Clover.
Mm.
Diba there's other flavors of this though?
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Because like cheese. Well, we're doing with the cheese here, right? So these are cheese flavored. I'm gonna do the same thing, man. 'Cause,
C.
like C. Yeah.
Okay lang.
Actually, I agree on the C.
Okay lang.
Yeah.
Pero meron siyang S tier na counterpart. Alam
Which
mo
one?
yun? Clover Bits. Alam mo
Ay,
yung Clover
yeah.
Bits?
The bits. They're crunchier, right?
Yeah.
Yung
Smaller.
super late,
Smaller.
Super late na.
Yan. S tier yun.
There's really something wrong with Clover. Pero it
Parang okay
survived.
lang
It
eh.
survived.
Yeah,
Pero
it's like
C
it's
tier.
mid.
It's mid. Yeah, pretty
Honestly,
mid.
it's mid.
Yeah.
These the Oishi
yeah.
prawn crackers. I actually would put these in like A
Yeah.
Okay.
because they're also
Tama.
they're also a healthier
Well-
snack.
Yeah.
Like if you actually like that's the thing, I read labels.
Nutrition
Oh, wow,
facts,
okay.
If you actually read the labels of the big bag of this, it's much better than getting a big bag of like just regular chips.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
So macro-wise, the prawn
Ayun na.
crackers are
Healthier.
Healthier.
and there's even protein in them.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Ayos.
get a- these
Thank
get
you
an
for
A.
saying that. Mas lalo na siyang goated sa akin.
yeah, these get an A for me.
Okay, A. That's A. Okay.
Piatos. Same thing. I think like there's another flavor of these that I like though. It's not the cheese.
Sour
Sour
cream.
Yeah.
Roda
Or was it the
barbecue.
nacho pizza?
I think it's sour cream. Like
Okay.
sour cream, I would put it a B. Again, like these Piatos, cheese. Cheese for me is just really hard. It's a C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
By
B,
the way,
C.
sobrang agree ako sa sinabi na Naisou kasi mahal din ang piatos. Lalo na nung
Nung time natin.
time na...
Tama.
Magkalaban yan, ang kapatid niyan ito.
Oo.
Yan
Sila yung magkaka-same price
same
tier.
level.
Yeah.
So nakakainis na hindi siya ganun ka
Yeah.
sarap.
Classmate mong mayaman yung may piatos.
Oo.
Pero yung Nova, mas okay sa akin kaysa ano.
Diba, no? Nova has like a...
Blue.
No, don't they have like a mixed
Yeah,
version?
Pika.
They always,
Pika.
the Pika.
Is it the
Jack and
same?
Jill.
No, there's
It's different. It's
meron siya
actually-
piatos dun.
It's
Okay.
actually Jack and Jill's product where
Yeah.
they combine piatos, Nova, and
Okay.
other
Products,
chips.
oh.
Together,
Nachos
all in
together,
one
yeah.
bag, like
Yeah.
a party mix.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
That one I love. Like I love
Okay.
it. I put that at like an A. This,
Wow, okay.
the multigrain snacks, I'd put it like a B. Because of the texture, like the texture of the Nova chips, I like the multigrain. Like,
Yeah.
I put
You know,
it.
nasarapan ako sa Nova, but I would agree na B siya kasi nga, again, sa presyo. Yun yung
Presyo
ano eh.
talaga.
Yun yung medyo deal break.
Yung
Love ko
gatekeeper
Nova.
mo,
eh.
Actually, I stopped eating snacks for quite some time.
Mm.
Ang natira na lang sa akin na kinakain ko is
Nova.
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 So ano sa'yo, Nova? A?
Because of the green. I just
The green,
like
no?
the green.
Ah.
Yeah.
So A sa'yo,
I
Nova.
would consider A. Actually, I wanna go back dun sa cheese ring na naging
Oo.
C. Feeling ko, you haven't tried eating the cheese ring the right way.
Right way.
Di mo ba?
Redeem!
Sige.
Redeem!
Para, can you,
Ayan, buksan mo yan,
Please.
buksan mo yan.
The
yan.
V with
hindi
the-
pa,
Kailangan
siguro,
i-redeem yan.
di mo siya nakain the Filipino way.
Filipino.
Oo nga
How do you
eh.
Filipino way?
At hindi mo nasip-sip yung daliri mo.
When you've eaten the cheese ring.
Kailangan
so,
muna maglaro ang
This
basketball.
is, if you eat cheese ring like this, sit here.
Wala lang.
But,
Mali.
Amateur.
but with your kid hands, if you
Ah.
eat
Yan.
cheese ring,
Kid hands right after playing basketball sa
Yeah.
sa bukid.
Yan.
playing in the streets,
Lahat ng nutrients nandyan. Nutrition
Ayan,
facts
oh.
nasa
No
kamay
hand
mo.
May
sanitizers.
salt, may
Wala.
everything.
umami.
Yan. You
Yan.
do this,
Yung umami,
then
umaapaw.
You just lick the other finger. Then you eat
Yeah.
one by one.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're gonna fit my
No,
finger.
they're not gonna fit your fingers. That's for the kid.
But
For a
this
kid.
is the reason why it's not on the end.
Yeah. So, ano? You are more Filipino.
I just got C plus, bro. C
Yep.
plus.
C plus pa rin.
It feels better to eat it in front of your friends.
Tama, tama.
And you can just see the dirt on their
Exactly.
And yung the best pa sa cheese ring, yung pinakahuli na yung durog na.
Oh my God. Oh, sa dulo.
Yung dulo
When the
na.
crumbs on
Gaganon
the
mo yun, oh. Dudot-dut.
Then you lick.
Ay. Okay.
That's the thing about it.
May hidden way na.
Redemption just.
Redemption. Tommy. Alright.
Yan.
Sa corn snack, so medyo...
I don't like corn snacks.
Ah, okay.
Even though there's a US one of this too.
Talaga?
I think it's like
actual Tommy din.
No, so it's a corn snack. It's like
yeah.
Fritos. I think Fritos are a corn snack. But I also just don't like sweet corn stuff. So
Alright.
like this would, do we have a D?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So I would have a heavy dislike for this.
Damn.
You're gonna get a lot of hate, Naisou.
Actually, my vivid memory for Tommy, I see that in a lot of funerals, you know.
Oh, actually.
Yeah,
Sa
sabagay.
mga
One of the
lamay.
cheapest.
I just
Mga
don't
wings.
like
Political
sweet corn.
rallies, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
as a chip. As a chip.
Man. All right, you're gonna have a lot of mix.
Sorry, guys.
But this like grandpa level.
medyo.
And all the...
Oo.
Yeah.
Nauna yung Tommy sa most no?
Matagal na Tommy.
Tagal na yan.
Tagal na Tommy. Kasama nila
Yeah,
Mancher,
alright.
ayan.
Oh my God, walang mancha.
Mancher nga. Sabi ko, si Batman, si Green Batman.
Boy bawang nga. Iba na kasi yung
Oh yeah,
package.
you have no boy bawang.
Dude, you should, kasi
That's like one of my favorite.
Oh.
boy bawang, ayokong bumili ng recent version. Kasi naalala ko talaga yung dati na nasa plastic lang siya.
Na
Yung
plastic
maliit.
labo.
Yung transparent.
Oo.
Transparent lang siya. It's
Yeah.
like a...
It's actually the...
Piso lang yun, piso.
Piso.
It's actually the competitor of karaoke. The
Oh.
original grandpa is karaoke. And karaoke is really very dirty.
dirty.
If you look at it, there's even the small onions.
Shavings of
Shavings
garlic
onions.
cloves yung...
Inside the karaoke, like it's really, it's cooked in a wok.
Oo. Pero,
It becomes a chip, but it's a legendary snack.
legendary. So, yung boy bawang dati, ganun nga, kita mo nga yung mga cloves ng garlic. Which, by the way, sarap pag sinipsip mo.
Oh.
Yeah, the first time I tried boy bawang, it was just I don't know if that was the original packaging. It was
Probably
transparent.
That was transparent? Na-try mo?
Was it like a tube? Like
Yeah,
almost like
yeah.
a tube? Yeah, and like tied at the top?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tama.
Nakuha mo, yan.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you liked it?
I liked it, yeah.
Nice.
I
Anong
like the
tier
original.
mo dun?
That would be an S tier.
Yeah.
Yun.
Very good.
Because of the crunch.
Yes.
Like
Everything.
And I did the same thing, like those little pieces of garlic,
Garlic.
or whatever.
Uh.
Like I would eat those too.
Yeah.
Lahat
Nice.
ng S tier talaga pang beer, no?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Tsaka, you probably didn't do this, pero pinababad namin sa suka,
Suka.
ng sobra. Tapos parang alam mo yung mamumuti na yung lips mo.
Namumutla ka na.
Namumutla ka na kasi sa vinegar. But yeah, anyways.
V-cut.
Okay.
V-cut, I'd give I've tried most of the flavors. I'd give it a B.
What?
Yeah, because the texture.
The thing about Bigat, it's really good, but it has many competitors, man.
Yeah.
The potato chips
No.
ranking, this is counted as a potato chips, ah.
Oh, nakalagay naman siya. Oh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good potato chips.
There's a lot of good. Yeah.
Teka.
Mag-Pringles
tanggap.
ka na lang, man. Pringles ka
Ready.
na lang.
Hindi ko tanggap. Okay lang.
Why is
Sige,
this your
it's
S
your
tier?
opinion.
Is this S tier?
Yan ang aking yes. Yan ang aking goat.
This is
That's
your
my
goat.
goat.
This is your
Goat mo
goat.
yan. Ang
Comments
mahal
in the
yan.
chat. Comments in the chat.
V-cut the goat.
VCAT is my goat. Sa lahat ng mga goated dyan ng VCAT, you're my man.
Ang daming competitors ng
Okay
potato
lang.
chips and like
Fine. Stay
Stay
in your lane.
Stay there. Chippy.
Ayan, okay.
Same thing. These are like I just don't like corn chips. Like the sweet
Okay.
corn chips. These, I would also never eat these. So like, I give them like a D.
D, okay.
Yeah.
GP is the most inuman thing kasi ito na yung pinaka-cost-effective sa lahat.
Tama. Cost
Magkano
efficient
to?
yan.
Like one bag.
I wouldn't know now.
Yeah,
Pero,
the idea is because of the
Way
size.
back before, 5
Ah.
pesos.
It's really very
5
easy to
5
eat.
pesos.
5 malaki na yan.
Based from our
Ah,
childhood.
Tres yung yan eh.
The
Ah,
first...
5 yung parang mas malaki na version niya, di ba?
Yeah, but the first commercial that I saw from Chippy wasn't directed for kids. It's
Oh,
actually for college, for
college,
teenagers.
for tropa.
That's why I know my kuyas.
Oh.
Like when we hit our batang hex, our all, the sari-sari store piso-piso snacks.
Oh.
What they eat is actually Chippy. They actually grab
May
Chippy.
tagline sila nun about barkada.
Oh,
eh.
barkada.
Yes, barkada. It's really
barkada.
college thing.
Para siyang baka nakasunod siya. Pero basically, pang barkada siya.
Oh, yeah.
At usually, sulit siya sa inuman kasi sobrang lasa niya. Di ba? Bawat
Yeah.
kagat mo ang
Ito
lasa.
yung
sobra.
mga nung teenage pa sila, Marian Rivera, sila
yung
Ann
mga ganyan.
Curtis,
Yeah.
sila Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Yan yung
So,
pagpapromote
Chippy is
nila.
what? Sa'yo?
D.
D. Alright.
It's just corn chips. Like
Yeah.
I just don't like corn
It's
chips.
okay.
Hep,
Oh,
hep,
yeah.
kiray.
Kiray.
Kiray. I've been living off these in the MPL
Actually,
season, bro.
pag pupunta ako sa caster area nila, nako, yan, dinitira ko dun.
I'd give these like they're very mid, but they get you through. Like I give them a C.
Yeah, C
I give 'em a
plus
C,
at
yeah.
most. Ganun.
C plus at most.
I was surprised you're eating that. They're very mid, man.
May pag wala
it's-
kang
but
choice pa rin.
there's no choice.
Wala
Choice,
And then
Wala choice.
Tama, tama.
because all the other stuff is eaten, and then you come back in between
Exactly.
series, and it's like just these, and you're
Just
like, well,
kidding.
guess I'll just eat these.
Ang bakit pa niyang, although I love Kiray by the way, kaya lang ang light, parang wala kang kinain.
Walang lasa. Parang
Yeah.
kang kumain ng ostya.
Parang may naos siya.
It's like you're eating air, dude. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's okay,
tama,
just
tama.
there. Pero may lasa naman.
See, that one, that's actually,
Masarap yan, I agree.
that can contend with VCAT eh.
yeah.
For you.
This is
That's your opinion.
no. I would say
Kwento mo yan, pre.
this is above V cup for me. This is a B.
Okay, fine.
This is a
Yeah.
B.
So many good potato chips
Yeah.
eh.
Sige na.
So oishi potato crisp.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a B.
Yung taste ko talaga hindi pang normal na tao. Okay. Ano sa'yo? Sorry. B?
B.
Alright. Kayo ba B sa inyo yung potato chips?
Oh.
I would even put it on A.
A.
You put it at A?
Oo naman.
Yeah, but the thing about potato chips, I stay away from comparing potato chips. I love Pringles.
Pringles
Yeah.
pa rin.
Yeah, but I also enjoy Lay's. I also enjoy those Big Bangs. I also enjoy those no brand.
Yeah.
You know the no brand,
The
no
potato
brand,
chips.
actually.
Yeah. So,
Pero-
what I know about potato chips is they're very tricky. You know?
Yeah. My favorite chips though have to be like kettle chips. You know, like the really crunchy kettle
Corn?
chips.
Kettle chips.
Kettle chips. So usually you can buy these in like
Nakatry na
SNR.
No.
Yeah, it's like
Not in our league pala yan.
Not in our league.
Not in our league, bro.
yeah, kettle chips. Kettle chips. They're very like crispy.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are like my favorite potato chips. But okay, so these. Wait,
Okay.
I haven't had these.
You should try that.
Should
Yeah.
try
So I'll
that.
open it.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Cheese it.
He's not a fan of cheese, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cheese.
Yeah. Cheez It is one of the oldest
It's-
ones then.
It's either Moby or Cheez It, you know.
Yan.
Like 2 routes usually.
Yung isa pa palang ano, no? Meron ding hindi nasama. Roller coaster. No?
Wala rin
Ah,
roller
yes,
coaster.
yes.
Sarap din nun.
It looks
Anong
like
tier mo dun?
I
Yun,
can put
yun,
it on A. I
yun.
think
You
at
guys
least
would
it's the
put
same.
this at A?
No, yung
No,
roller
no,
coaster.
roller coaster, someone forgotten, yeah.
This reminds me of like macaroni or something, like pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yun yung...
Remember,
No, that's no. Okay lang.
texture, yeah.
Sobrang tapang ng Cheez It.
The cheese is very like fake cheese.
Yeah,
Tama,
okay
yeah.
lang.
Not a fan.
Understand, yeah.
But you know the whole part, its taste didn't change.
The taste didn't
Oh,
change.
Yeah,
nga,
even
no?
from way back,
Ganun
it's
pa rin siya.
Oh, no.
still the same. I'm actually not a fan of Cheez It, but
Oh,
I always pick Moby.
Oo.
I've got two picks on it.
Sige lang, pre.
But yeah.
Tirahin mo.
Go lang, go lang.
Okay.
Ayan na.
So, ano ito? D? Is it a D for you?
Yeah, that's all
Alright.
right.
Understandable.
Wait, so I've had the chocolate Moby, but I haven't had the.
The Moby Black. You've tried the Moby
I've
Black?
tried the Moby Black.
Moby Brian.
I've tried
So,
the Moby
pero,
Black.
where would you put Moby?
I'd also put Moby at like a C because it's also a corn snack, but it's flavored. Like
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
a corn snack, but it's flavored. I don't like.
Damn.
I put Moby at a C.
Alright. Okay.
It's mid for
nice.
me, bro.
Fine.
Ito, sana
Okay
ma-redeem. Rare find yan, rare find.
Yeah. Buti nga meron.
Caramel puffs.
Rare find yan, rare find.
So, by the way, speaking of mga chocolate na chips, I'm not saying yung chocolate na chip, pero yung chocolate na space chips, pillows, the best.
Pillows.
Yeah, pillows. I like those.
Loaded.
You know they,
Pero,
Pilos
pang
eh.
Rich kid ah.
Oh, rich
Rich
kid.
kid. Pillows.
these are pretty good.
Oh,
Nice,
okay.
nice,
The
nice.
caramel ones.
You enjoyed that? I will try this.
Solid yan.
Hindi mo ba na-try yan?
Solid
Yeah.
yan,
Ako,
solid
nas-
yan.
nung pagdating nito sa mundo ng... pagka-introduce niya, kasi syempre
Pagkalapag
Moby,
niyan.
Moby muna, inisip mo Moby Black. Yun lang, inisip mo. Pagdating nung caramel puffs, pre, parang, damn!
Yeah, I give
Pwede
those
pala
like a
to.
B. I give it like a B.
Nice!
Okay.
Moby. What?
Ang harap
If
nito.
that's Moby Black, what is that? Moby Gold?
Oo nga. no.
Ano yan? Moby
Yellow.
what?
Golden State, no?
So yeah, I'd give these like a B.
Alright. Nice.
Not bad.
Okay. This one you haven't tried. So, hindi siya medyo pangmayaman na rin to. Ito yung ilan sa mga
11
pangmayaman
pesos yan.
ng Oishi. Usually, Oishi, affordable. Pero ito yung expensive ones na usually, pag college mo lang ito matitikman. So, yeah. I hope you
So these
enjoy.
are like fries. You know,
Yeah.
it'd be really good to do like another thing like this would be like street food or something.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Because like
should.
yeah, like you know, for me as a not a big snacker.
Yeah.
Street food.
have
would
you
be
have
great.
you been in Binondo?
Yeah.
the Binondo Street?
Yeah.
Ayan na.
So these are like fries, no?
Fries, yeah.
Baked, not fried.
They
wow.
call potato fries, dude. Like, how,
Rice.
Plain salted, eh.
Damn.
right?
These are good.
Yep. Yep.
These are
Ito
good.
guys, medyo mahal lang siya. Pero hindi na, siguro ngayon afford na naman na.
Wow.
Tama ta?
I've never had those. Those are so good.
Malamang afford naman na yan siguro.
Tsaka- Afford naman na siguro,
Yung the best pa dito is yung pagbagong bukas. Tapos pag
Namoy mo, pre.
Yeah, I'm like,
solid talaga yung amoy niya.
Check na check.
Ito price.
So,
this is definitely an S tier.
S tier.
Mm.
Alright.
Yeah. For me,
Nice.
this is an S tier.
check
S
na
tier.
If you
check.
get the spicy, I could just consider it an A. May version kasi
Is there
nito eh,
different
yung
flavors?
pula, yung mapula.
Yung ketchup.
Yung ketchup. There's a ketchup flavor of that one. I think that
Dude, you're gonna
the
love
S
it.
tier.
Mahilig ka sa ketchup, di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Ketchup
a,
flavor.
the,
Yun yung
even
S.
even the packaging is so nice.
Actually.
Green tapos
Oo nga,
red.
maganda actually tsura nung packaging nito.
Oh, yeah. Tapos may mata.
Oo. So, yep. That's S for me din. And obviously yung ketchup. Di ko sure kasi baka may mga taong di trip yung
Sa
ketchup flavor.
That's why I'm saving it for the S.
Is
Yan.
there other flavors or
Yeah.
ketchup?
The
Only
ketchup.
ketchup.
Ah, siyang...
This is good.
Yep. Noise. So, this one, ang pinakuli, meron tong regular version pero itong red version,
This is how you know it's S tier, bro.
yep, yes sir, nilalagay sa gilid. So, itong baked porky pops, bago na lang to. Hindi namin to nakalakihan, pero tingin ko ito yung one of the best na modern creations ng Oishi. So, enjoy pa. Napatay mo na yan?
Is this new?
Hindi pa. Ang
Ah,
solid
yan.
na Oishi, no?
Oo nga, nag-innovate
Ngayon
pa
pala
rin.
talaga na-release. Ang dami nilang,
Ah,
like sa snacks, no?
napanis yung
Superior.
pinanis yung Jack and Jill no?
So this is almost like a
Chicharon.
chicharron.
Almost, yeah.
ano?
So like this would be good with vinegar, no?
Yes, 100% dun.
Damn.
Solid.
Drop.
Yes, sir.
Drop.
Solid yan, man.
Man, at saan siya malapit? Saan siya maganda isama?
Sa beer.
Sa
syempre.
beer.
Beer. And there's like a little bit of spice, no?
Damn.
Yes, sir.
Very little spice.
Oh my God.
With some vinegar? Oh, dude.
Parang ganyan.
Solid.
ASMR, pare.
Damn.
So, yan or yung Martis?
Sorry, pre. Ayoko
Oh,
naman.
Martis. Martis.
Yan pa rin ako.
Right,
Pero
Martis.
Martis kayo.
Martis.
Yeah, Martis. Anong flavor?
Manghuan yun, di ba? Manghuan something?
Iba pa yun.
Ay, iba pa
Iba pa yun. Ibang
Sobrang sarap
brand
nito.
pa yun.
The thing about Martis, napaka-versatile kasi nung
Totoo
Martis.
naman,
Martis
totoo.
is very versatile.
Pwede,
You
totoo.
cannot go wrong if you got a gathering, a friend.
Oh.
You don't know their preferences. Just
Especially
pick up
yung
a
flavor.
Martis.
Mm.
Just
Oo,
pick up
tama.
the biggest Martis. Have a beer.
Yeah.
Yun na yun.
Tama.
And this one requires vinegar.
Yeah, I feel like this eventually you'll like want
It
vinegar.
gets
yeah,
better.
yeah,
It
yeah.
gets better with vinegar.
For
The thing
sure.
about Martis doesn't require
May
vinegar.
feeling na siya.
Vinegar flavor.
But pwede pa rin i-vinegar. Ha? Pwede.
Pero, sige. Martis or cracklings?
For me personally, cracklings with vinegar while I'm drinking beer.
I think cracklings lang ako.
Yeah.
Cracklings din ako eh.
By an inch. Like,
Yeah.
very small.
Very slightly.
Yeah.
That's because forced to choose. That's really good.
Yeah, that's good though.
Sana meron, ano pa ba mga ang hindi ko nasama dito, vinegar pusit, OG, SS tier para sa
Also,
akin.
nuts. Hindi ka nakapag-include ng nuts ha. Happy,
Happy.
Sugo.
sugo, nagaraya, you know.
Yun.
Pero
So, nakita ko rin yung, nakita ko naman yung nagaraya. Di ko na lang, kasi parang,
mainstream,
alam na
parang
ng-
Pringles.
Oo, medyo basic siya eh.
Oo.
Tsaka hindi siya yata Pinoy eh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah.
Yan eh.
Nagaraya.
Japanese ata.
So,
Most
pero
likely.
happy sugo. Yun nga,
Yan,
kaso wala
happy
dun
sugo.
sa
Mancher,
Check
diba?
naman yun.
Mancher na.
Muncher's nice.
Yung ano nga yung pangalan ng brand na, yung laging sponsor ni Willie Revilla may dati.
Ay, shucks.
Hindi, siya eh, puro snacks din siya eh. WL Foods ata yun, WL Foods. Tas, ang mga niya lagi, mga brand, para siyang brand X siya ng Oishi, ganun. Ganun ang ginagawa nila.
Yung may cornets. May...
Ayun, yung mga ganun. Pero hindi siya masyadong
Wala, hindi
sumikat eh.
Hindi eh. Ito talaga yung mga bangers.
Ayan
Sabi
talaga,
ko.
yan
Pero
talaga.
guys, sa mga nasa chat dyan, baka may na-miss out kami kasi possibly meron nga.
Sure yan.
Comment nyo dyan.
Ang dami.
Yung mga candy, halos bilhin ko na kaso parang di worth it kasi feeling ko madami matitira masyado dito sa bahay.
Kung
Hindi ko na
candy.
binili mo.
Oo.
So, pasadaan na natin na may mga favorites na candy natin.
Number 1, Snow Bear.
Snow Bear.
Hindi pala number 1. Ano lang, parang andali i-recall, no?
Alam mo yung matamis na butterball ba yan? Yung butterball. Alam mo yan, yung solid na solid
pero
siya.
if I'm gonna put someone on the legend tier, like S tier or legend or Hall of Famer, chocolate talaga ako.
Ay, oo.
Chocolate.
Na-try mo yung chocolate.
Chocolate. What's the other one?
Honey.
Honey, yes.
I loved both of those.
Oh.
Yeah,
Interchangeable naman eh. Pero may araw...
Basta
Siguro
wag lang yung
ganito my
basa.
head.
Basta wag lang bumasa, wag lang pawisin yung chocolate mo.
Yun.
Quality yun.
Huwag yung bilad sa araw.
The more powdery. Yan, the more powdery yung
Yan.
chocolate, the more panalo.
Gun to my head between honey tsaka chocolate ako. Pero,
Sa biscuit.
sige, ano ba
Hindi,
mga...
candy muna kayo. Candy muna bago tayo
Ayun eh.
biscuit.
Tira-tira.
Yun, tira-tira. No?
It's like a caramel cane. It's like a cane. So, di ba, para siyang candy cane na ganyan. Tapos,
Dati no, Frutos. Frutos
super
ba yung-
caramel siya. Tapos, they just split it in like small bits. Oh, that's tira-tira.
Yeah. Dati may Frutos pa, no? Wala na.
Meron, meron
Frutos
frutos,
pa rin.
pero pa.
Hanggang ngayon.
So, I don't know if, you probably tried frutos kasi meron dun sa Casters area.
Is it a candy?
Yeah,
Oh,
yung parang
yeah, the strawberry.
strawberry na chewy.
Oh.
Boots naman.
This one you buy this.
Ayan.
Pag lalaki ka, hindi mo to binibili.
Siyempre.
Oh.
Pagbata.
Pag nahuli ka. Pero bibilihin
Pag
mo to.
bata ka.
Bibilihin mo to pag gusto mo bigyan yung crush mo.
Ayan.
I do have a vivid memory of just really
Natitingi ba yan?
getting this.
Tingi-tingi yan
Oh,
dati.
Yeah, and
Posi-posi.
give it to my crush kasi nag-e-enjoy. One for you, one for me, tas sila
Have you
manyo
tried
together.
mochi, brother?
No. Actually, I
Ay.
haven't tried this.
Well.
Ayan na.
Well,
very easy.
Are we switching to sweet now? Are the others sweet?
Yeah.
Aye.
And remember some
Wait, you don't
interesting-
buy this as a boy? Why? Because it just
Because it's
has-
pink.
Yeah, it's pink. and we're edgy and we're like,
Siyempre,
Zoids,
mga toxic
Power
masculine kami.
Rangers.
oh.
Yeah, ganun.
Pero true maturity is
Yeah.
getting pochi and ubusin mo siya ng ikaw lang.
Pwede nga, no?
Yan ang totoong
Sa'yo
maturity.
And before, meron pang
Yan,
mga
this-
pochi minis.
Pero,
Ang diskarte ko nga, para sa crush ko.
Yan.
Gusto mong pochi? Ganun.
like it?
Yan.
Tara, kain tayo.
Yeah. It's up.
nice.
Easy bite, right?
Yeah.
Remember Monami?
Monami.
XO, mga...
Yan,
So,
EXO.
Monami is so candy siya. You've tried XO, di ba? Yung copy ko.
Yeah, yeah,
Copy
yeah.
ko,
Copy,
yeah.
yeah.
Copy. Di pala copy ko yun.
May
Oh,
copy
sa
ko
coffee.
candy din, may
Ah,
XO din.
So, it's like that pero caramel siya yung Monami. So, it's
Strawberry din.
It's
Strawberry.
very iconic because
Strawberry.
it has a spiral design.
spiral siya.
Spiral design inside the candy.
Ganda siya para siyang alam mo yung sa bola sa circus. Ganun yung spiral.
And I remember the commercial, it goes like,
Monami,
Monami,
Monami. And Monami means ano, di ba? Parang
Yummy.
French siya eh. Pati French siya eh.
French?
Oh, Monami.
I didn't realize they
My
spelled
love.
candy like this. Kendi. Candy. I didn't even
That's a
know. It's spelling that.
Mortal Kombat player.
That is-
Where no letter C in the game.
That's how you know it's Pinoy.
Candy.
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 Okay. So,
Joseph.
ano pa ba? Mga Dynamite?
Yan,
Grabe.
Dynamite.
So,
Yung melon,
solid.
solid ako.
Hip-
Melon.
Oh, melon, no?
Melon, may nabango pa.
same.
Nagbaburst, yeah. Great marketing by the way, Dynamite.
Oo.
Dynamite.
Bazooka.
Yan,
Oh
basta-
my God!
Check.
I
Yun ang
remember
di
the
ko na
bazooka. I remember
yun ang di
that.
ko na mahanap, pre.
With the comics and
Yeah.
all.
Oh,
the
mix
comics.
talaga, mamin.
Ay, nang inaabangan mo eh.
Kinolekta ko yun eh, as much
Yeah,
like it.
bazooka.
Meron pa dati ng mga candy na may na kape, na cappuccino, latte, ganun. Kasabay ng basuka yun eh.
Sa ilalim ng mga lamesa sa classroom, puro bazooka
Oh,
yung
syempre, matik na yan. Sa,
Pag gumanong ka ng upo,
pag di matrip yung, pag galit ka sa babae, lalik sa
Sa
buhok.
upo. Bazooka.
Basuka, pre. Sarap.
solid ba?
Yan ang chewing gum. Kasi yung mga juicy fruit na...
Ang tigas at ang laki nun, ha?
Ang tagal.
Kasi yung juicy fruit tsaka yung double mint. Double mint kasi mahal-mahal yan eh.
Mahal.
Yung juicy fruit kasi, hindi siya sa mga bata eh. Sa mga
That's
tatay
the
siya
gum,
nga
no?
eh. Yeah.
Gum.
Tas,
Tsaka,
usually,
international din yun eh.
tawag dito, kinakain siya ng mga tatay pag galing inuman.
Wow,
para
bad
hindi
yan.
sila mga may alak pag uwi nila.
Or akala nilang di sila mag-aamay alam kasi hindi naman talaga.
Akala lang nila.
Akala
Pero
nila.
ginagawa nila lagi. Ganun.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the ano
I'm gonna try this.
to, holy grail of
Ano
Pinoy.
Kaukaw?
How?
How, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like milk powder.
It is literally just milk powder.
Yun na talaga siya.
That's it.
Wala special. Wala special. Yun lang.
Yun lang talaga yun.
It's pretty good though.
Oh, sarap siya.
Yeah, it's good.
They
Yes, ma'am.
made milk elevated.
Reminds you a lot with Mick.
Ito isang gatas, pero gawin nating sexy.
How?
Paano kaya? How? Galing eh. Galing oh.
Pwede na yan.
Pwede na yun.
In relation to how, syempre, Mick, goated, meron ding chocolate na Mick.
I remember pala, Choco.
Ay, oo.
The
Choco-choco
cream, the
yan.
cream. And Stico, ah. Legend.
Oh, stick, oh.
Hindi nanalo sa Stico ang isa pang yung isa pang ganun.
Cham,
Ha?
ay, hindi.
Hindi,
Meron pa,
isa
meron
eh.
nga. Stick,
shit, ano yun?
Sticks.
Hindi. Super sticks.
Super sticks. Super
Yan,
sticks.
super sticks.
Wala, hindi masarap eh.
Kasi ang tigas niya rin.
Tsaka,
Mga ganun.
mas mahaba siya ng konti, advertise. Pero,
Ayun, sinusukat kong mabuti yon sa tindahan, sa garapon. Sino mas who's longer, you know?
Who's longer?
Choco or super sticks, you know, the cream sticks on that one.
pero, ang super sticks, pinrove sa atin, na hindi porke mas mahaba ay mas masarap.
Tama. Tama.
Sa ano pa rin. Sa content.
Proud Filipino moment.
Proud Filipino moment.
Yeah.
Actually, di ka... Pinoy
Biscuit, pre. Biscuit.
Okay.
Saan ang biscuit?
Cream mo, syempre.
Goated. Ba't pang rich kid eh? No?
Cream O is rich, pang rich kid.
For us?
Oh.
Rich kid. Yeah.
Oh, cream o even definitely Oreo is
Oh,
Super
wala
rich
lang.
ka na nun.
super rich sa amin.
Oh.
Mainstream is definitely Magic, Skyflakes.
May
Tsaka-
smiley pa dati. Smileys.
Anything from Ribisco.
Shucks, ano yung orange? Ano yung orange?
What I do love is
Hyro?
Hanselman.
Hyro.
Hyro.
I do love Hansel. Where
Oh,
there's
up
a
until
there's a
today.
Yung
technique.
amoy pa lang.
Yeah, there's a even until today.
Mokha, no? Mokha.
And you know the funny part about Hansel now, what they did, still the same Hansel, Hansel. Nilagay lang sa karton. They just put it on a box.
Oh.
Hansel Premium.
Pero it looks premium Hansel.
Premium. Hansel Premium na.
But the cool thing about Hansel is even back then, the texture of the biscuit is really
Same.
nice. And the cream filling is mataas, marami. That's your basis eh.
Talaga nga namang hindi tinipid.
Talaga hindi tinipid. Kasi dati yung Magic Flakes, bakit Magic Flakes, pag
Nalungkot
binuksan,
eh.
pag binuksan mo yun, parang duda ka.
Correct.
Saka yung amoy nung yung Hansel talaga. Kaya yung commercial, di ba? Sundan mo ang amoy.
Oo.
Yun yung ano niya.
May technique pa ako doon, dinudurog ko yun. Kasi ginagawa kong powder.
Tapos, saka mo
dinadaan
gagawin.
Ah,
ko. Durog yan.
Pag ano.
Hansel.
Kasi lalo na pag,
Smileys, yan.
pag dumating na tas naramdaman mong durog naman na talaga siya, dudurugin mo na lang din ng todo.
Tapos,
Saka,
one of pinaka-depressing sa akin na biscuit, Marie.
Ay,
Wala
okay.
naman yun. Wala
Di ba
naman
bata
may
naman
gusto.
kasi?
Pag binili sa akin, hindi yun, sa pang ano yun eh, snack ng nagsisemento eh.
Ay, wow.
Simento.
Pag tipid na tipid na. So,
Pag tipid
Marie is
talaga
like a very thin biscuit.
And it's toasted bread.
Toasted bread.
Toasted bread.
Yeah,
Saka-
biscuit.
Cut in one piece toasted bread cut into quarters. Then
Yeah.
put into a
So
pan.
thin. It's thin enough na pag nabasa siya, it just disappears.
Pero may
Ganun.
super thin pa din, di ba?
Super thin.
Super
Pero sabi super thin, ah.
Sarap nga yung super thin. Tapos blueberry, sarap din.
Yeah.
Ayan, dude.
God tier Skyflex. No? You think?
Sa akin, no.
Skyflakes.
I like
Skyflakes.
Skyflakes, yeah.
Parang
Very
yung lasa
flexible
niya,
kasi.
yung lasa niya mas,
Depende on where you put it.
I like the
Depende sa
flavors too.
yung mga flavor.
Yung mga flavors, you know.
Nakakatawa. Kasi, do you know that there's the Skyflakes condensed milk? Yung you like that? Gusto niyo yan? Tol, bago pa ma-invento yun,
Ginagawa mo
no
na.
grade 3, ginagawa ko kasi ako yung pinagbebenta ng teacher ko. Shoutout sa'yo, ma'am.
Sa
No.
basket.
So there's a thing in public schools sa Philippines na parang semi-na-exploit ang mga mga estudyante. But of course for us,
It's semi pa.
Privilege. It's a privilege.
it's a privilege. I mean, syempre na we were gaslit or manipulated in a way na matuwa na inutusan ka to
Yeah.
sell stuff.
You're being trusted eh.
Parang may tiwala ng teacher, so parang meritocracy. Parang, magaling ka. Tas, ibig sabihin, magaling ka mag-math kasi, galing ka mag-math, ikaw mag-inventa, parang ganun. So, I was selling, nung grade 3 ako, Skyflakes, condensed milk. Siya yung nakaisip. Yung teacher ko. Tapos yun nga, parang pag bumili ka, ako yung maglalagay nung condensed milk.
Condensed.
And then, obviously, the buyer which is my classmates din. So that's 1 peso. Ang sarap, men. Ang lagkit lang ng kamay ko lagi.
I always do that after fruit salad. After mom make a fruit salad. There's extra
Oh my God!
extra condensed milk.
Ang sarap nun!
You ask, ma, gagamitin mo ba to? Ma, you're gonna use this, you're gonna use this. Sa'yo na yan. Skyflakes.
Oh my God. Dalay.
Jackpot.
Nga, ayan. So, ayan, Skyflakes, top tier. Yeah.
Top tier.
Flakes, Rebisco, ano ba yung mga ano nun?
Madami
Yung,
yun.
may hindi sumikat
Hyro,
na ano no? Yung Hyro. Hindi sumikat yung ibang flavor ng Skyflakes na ano, yung onion chives. Tapos, yung mga dati.
Pagmatanda na yun eh.
Ad na tam nga.
College na ako din.
Nung na-enjoy ko siya, nitong nag-work na ako, kasi para siyang quick na
Quick little
laman
snack.
dyan.
Especially if you just put like, tuna on it.
Yan.
Or
On that one is also fita.
Fita.
More
Fita,
like
the best commercial.
Best commercial is Fita.
Grabe yun.
Sports car, yung red.
So there's this commercial, man. And,
Goated
Goated commercial. So parang ang kwento
One
niya
guy
is, yung isang,
is eating Fita.
habang na site, naghintay yata siya waiting shed eh. Tapos may beggar.
Yeah, there's a
na parang
burger.
ganun. Tapos parang nanghingi sa kanya ng fita. Tapos binigyan niya, kalahati lang ng fita.
Yeah, last
Since
Fita
last
niya
piece niya na eh.
It's
Last piece na
So
niya eh.
he gave one half.
Doon sa beggar. Tapos yung beggar, nung pagkakain, parang, alam mo yung natuwa sa kanya, biglang naging angel na nagagrant ng wish. Tapos binigyan, anong wish mo? Sabi niya, sports car yung red. Binigyan siya ng sports car pero kalahati lang. Split in half. Ang ganda, grabe.
Pre-internet tayo.
Kung may Facebook yun, potok na
Galing.
potok yun.
Ang galing. Mag-isip pa.
Millions of views.
Grabe yun.
Grabe yun.
Goated.
Very goated commercial.
Pero
Yung
sarap
sports
ng
car
Fita.
yung red, yeah. Any combo.
Yung sports car, yung red. Grabe.
Alam ko na. And I think there was a part 2 of
Meron
that
ba?
commercial.
Recently, meron na eh.
Oh, na
Recently.
parang yung kalahati ng sports car binigay na.
Putik.
Yung harap naman, harap naman. Harap naman.
Okay. So, ayun. So, Fita, imagine Fita is just like that. Yeah, so it's small. So, yeah.
Very easy to eat. It's very easy to
Yeah.
eat. You know, it's
It can be, yep.
Tuna.
Also, pwedeng lagyan din ng tuna.
I've had the fita. Yeah.
Yeah. Ano pa ba?
Mga, mga pagkain nun.
na-
Mga biscuit na eh.
for
Pang-
the chips, for the
Oh.
biscuit.
Sa candy kasi, ang naisip ko na medyo medyo mayaman ka, no? Kaya sa rich kid mo lang na klase mo. Pag nakatingin mo na ng nerds.
Well, pang mayaman nga talaga yung nerds.
Pang mayaman.
Pang-
Mahal yun eh.
Back then though, before M&M's, we got nips naman. Yan.
Nips yan.
Nips is actually, you know,
Oo.
we got the Ovaltinis.
Ayun,
Oo,
yun.
Valtinis
Very unique.
masarap. Pero international yung nips. Yung meron pa silang 9-inch phenomenal superhero. Kasi 9 inches.
Tsaka
Ano yung
nips,
9-inch? Ganyan, no? 9-inch phenomenal superhero.
Oh my God, classic.
9-inch phenomenal superhero. Ang galing eh. So, quake cake, yung mga ganun, mga quake cake, yung na-tripan nyo ba yun? Medyo bago-bago na rin yun.
Yun, lemon monday, yung mga lemon
Ay,
square.
yung masarap yung
Sige.
yung bagang flavor na
Lemon
yung
square
Regent.
Yung may custard.
Oh, may
Inipit.
Hindi, yung Regent na
Alam ko.
Yung
Monte
mabango.
nga. Oo nga, yun nga, mamon.
Yun.
Mamon.
So, yung mamon sa caster room, ayan na siya.
Ay,
Rare, todo, parang rare
Rarefied
item.
yan,
Rare find.
Nagagawa siya kasi
It's like if
sulit
you
na
found it,
stock
oh.
yun eh.
Wait, yung mamon nyo ba? Isa-isa
Monday.
lang? I mean, yung monde nyo, on the casters area, isa lang.
Hindi naman,
Hindi
mga
pa-
anim naman.
It was
So,
always
Pero,
like,
free for all.
Siyempre, pag nauna ka, kukuha mo yung strawberry. Hindi masarap eh.
strawberry. Tapos, ano yung other flavor? Mocha ba? Or
Mocha,
something?
yeah, mocha is pretty good.
Oh, may strawberry.
Pag may strawberry, pinagagawa niya. Rare item yun. Na ganun. Kasi, bumibili din kasi ako nung Monday na mamon na yun, man. Ayan nga.
ito.
Melon cake, yan masarap din.
Ito yung Regent na sinasabi.
Iba pa yan,
Yes.
melon cake, masarap.
Ay, ang bango sobra.
Oo, sobra.
Actually, yung Regent
Ang
melon.
fluffy.
Tapos may green yung pandan.
Pandan,
Cake,
ube,
ube cake. Oh.
mocha. Ay,
Oo.
grabe.
Recent na nga lang yung yung Monday na mamon.
Monday
Masarap
mamon.
talaga. Putik. May nagagawa sa
Back
casta
in the chips, naalala ko, may nakalimutan tayo. Si Tortillas, tanda si Tortillas.
Ay, oo naman.
The orange. Malaman yung bag nila eh.
Oh, good yan.
Malaki talaga yung bag. Tapos yung laman din, kahit hindi pa rin puno, pero marami pa rin.
Marami
talaga.
pa rin.
Marami pa rin.
Oh. May kwento kong sa yung quake cake. Quake cake naman is, yan, Jack and Jill sa Filipino. Di ko alam kung ano yung counter. Fudgy bar, parang gano'n siya. Parang siyang fudgy bar.
Aha.
So the quake cake, ang sarap talaga nun nung mauna. And naalala ko, ang time na naniwala na di na naniwala kay Santa Claus. Kasi, alam mo yung habang tumatanda ka from 100, nagiging 50, nagiging 20 na lang. Ganun. Yung pinawal nasabi kong, putik wala talaga Santa Claus. Quick cake na lang talaga. Magulang ko. Sabi ko, okay, wala. Hindi na to si Santa Claus.
Baka naghihirap.
That's what ended it.
To be fair, and the funniest thing is, I know na sa kanila yun, because my dad works for Jack and Jill that time. Dinala niya ako actually sa factory ng Jack and Jill.
Nakita mo doon.
At alam ko yung Quake Cake. Isa ko sa mga benefit ng sa URC kasi tatay ko. So Jack and Jill, great taste. Isa ako sa mga unang nakatikim ng pinakaunang great taste white. Yan.
Coffee yan, diba?
Yes. Natikman ko yung mga chips bago pa siya maging piatos, yung wala pa siyang flavor. Yan. Natitikman ko. Saya. Ayan, wala lang. Tapos yung C2, isa din ako sa mga unang nakatikim.
Ayun, kaya ka naregaluhan.
Kaya yung Quake Cake, undeniably, ay, sa magulang ko galing yun.
Santa's not true na.
Wala.
Ay, so quick.
So Quake Cake. Ay. Anyways, ayan. So, ano pa ba? mga...
Masaya. Kasabay na nun yung mga merienda na talaga.
Oo.
Yung taho.
Shoutouts
Shoutouts nga pala sa taho ice cream.
Ice cream tayo. Ice cream.
Marami
Ano yan?
ako ditong marami ako ditong street food which is tingin ko dahil busog tayo at wala na rin tayong oras, hindi na yata natin may discuss, so I'll just leave it here. Ayan.
Ano
So, social na nakakaasar dahil umabot ng 500, anak ng tinapa, 40,
Where did you buy it from?
Landmark.
Ayun kasi.
Landmark.
So, actually.
You might have to eat these off the
Do you want
podcast,
hindi, tsaka na lang to kasi maganda suggestion na so pagbalik mo galing, pwede ko na ba announce? Hindi, wag mo na.
Yeah, I know. Alin?
Can I announce?
No.
No, not yet.
Not
Alright,
yet.
but yeah, wherever you're going, when you come back, ay mag-street food tayo. Okay lang ba?
sige.
Ayun,
Yes,
no.
Seafood tayo, part 2.
Okay. Sige, anyways, mag-ano namin dito. Kailangan natin try ni Naisou ang isa sa mga
Legends.
legends.
Yan na.
Ito, medyo
Ito yung
legends.
last.
Yeah.
Ang kalaban niya, pintura.
Maganda
Oo.
nga sabay tayo. Gusto mo.
Para tayo.
Nakakamiss yan eh.
Yaki, pare. Isa
Yaki.
sa mga...
Ito.
Double is in the
Ito.
chat.
The name,
Uy.
Me.
papiliin mo si Naisou ng kulay.
Ayun.
Ayun.
Kasi gano'n ginagawa natin
may
eh.
different
Pumipili
flavor.
tayo ng kulay eh.
Anong kulay sa'yo ngayon?
Actually, hindi ko
nagano ka
It's really the color.
Color lang.
Ganyan.
Yun lang yung basis.
Dahil lang ng bibig mo eh.
Tapos, pati yung dila yan. Papakita yung dila.
Nagdidila.
Blue ba yung dila ko? Blue ba?
Sa nito pag may dalawa sa no?
Yes,
Yung
may ganun
kambal.
din.
Oo.
Kambal.
Oh, Naisou. You pick your Yaki.
Yeah.
Yan.
Yaki is a super asim gumball.
Goated.
And by the way, sobrang asim niya dati.
Gum yan
I
ah.
have meow.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure anymore. Sa akin na yun. Uy, ba't may ano? Meron lang alabas na. Angas. Classic. Okay.
Filipino packaging
May
talaga.
tumakas sa Squid Game.
So this is where we ended. Meron, na lang, siguro what is your OG, like yung top one mo if you have to pick.
Wait, so I should pick a
basta-
flavor.
I give you, yeah. It's just a color actually. Yeah, just eat it.
Okay.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, I want you to think about like what's your best Pinoy chichirya.
Is it gum? Is this gum?
Yeah.
Ang lumang batch na nung
Kaya
nakuha
nga.
mo. Medyo nagkakrak yung...
Pangit na ba yung nakatry namin, guys?
Should I try the others?
Up to you.
But don't swallow this, right?
No,
Yeah, it's a gum. Ang texture parang hindi na gum eh, no?
Oh, hindi na to. Sorry, Naisou. It's a bad batch.
But, still good.
Sarap.
Well, it's so sour.
Yeah. It's super asin.
Super asin, bro.
Na with vitamin C pala to. May,
With vitamins, ba?
nakalagay yung vitamin C. Porque maasim daw.
No, it's super asin. Now with vitamin C. What percent of our daily value is this? I have to know. 20% for 4 pieces. 4 pieces gets you 20% of your vitamin C per day.
Look, dagdag kita. Free 5 pieces. Kaya pala pwede tayo suklian.
Dati,
Yaki.
noong time na naging
Reseller ka.
tatlo dos na mga candy. Inflation na yun eh. Dami nagwala nun eh.
Sobra.
Dude, the question is, how do you get the vitamin C if you don't swallow it?
We don't ask questions here.
If it says there's vitamin C, there's vitamin C.
Just follow the PR.
We just follow the PR, bro. Sinabi nila, Gatorade daw ay para sa mga nagtatae.
Yan.
We bought that. Niwala kami doon.
Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Yeah. Doesn't cure, pero
Tatay ka ba, pre? Mag-Gatorade ka nga.
ang ano eh, pag may Gatorade ka, dalawa lang, kunwari pumili ka ng Gatorade, dalawa lang meaning. Either atleta ka, or nagtatay ka.
Thanks for watching.
Alright, yeah. Like your goat snack, chichirya. Yung street food channel. Yeah, and you can change my mind, sorry. Hindi, cracklings talaga. Vinegar Pusit number 1 kaso wala akong mahanap. Pero for the benefit of this video, yung mga available nandito is, for me, cracklings. Pero you can, pwede kayo mag-mention ng wala dito.
Crackling's number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. S tier yan.
Yeah.
If we're considering childhood history and all that, I think I'll put on a pedestal is karaoke.
Okay.
Na, ulit.
Search nyo, guys.
Karaoke.
Akin, Moby
Which
talaga.
the father of
Moby Black.
Boy Bawang.
Moby Black talaga, Moby Black.
Moby Black, S tier mo?
Moby Black talaga, Moby Black.
Moby Black.
Lalo na pang movie. Ganon.
Naalala mo
Moby
yung
Black.
meme. Nakita mo yung meme na yun, yung yung reels na ginawa niya. Uy, teka lang, nood muna ang movie. Nanood lang siya nung
Moby.
bobo na kayo.
Doon lumaki yung tagagawa ng commercial ng RC eh. Tsaka Sokmed ng angkas eh.
Yung si Fita yung the God. Kung sino man nag-isip nun. Anyways, that's it for the podcast. Sana may natutunan ka. Sana nag-enjoy kayo. Comment nyo dyan. Yung mga, lalong-lalo na pag di kayo agree. Dapat nyo dyan. At yung may na-miss kami. And, kapag balik ni Naisou from kung saan man siya galing, we're gonna try street food. And lagay nyo na rin dyan yung mga gusto namin i-try. Yung gusto nyong i-try namin at gusto nyong i-rate namin. Ayun.
Yun.
So, this will go up tomorrow. Baka meron kayong gustong i-promote dyan, mga tol?
For me, you can just go ahead and follow me on my socials. Just type Naisou and you'll find me and give me a follow. And I'll be launching my podcast soon as well. Whoop. I think
Yeah,
she's
what?
Okay, right? Yeah, meow's fine. I'll be launching my podcast very soon as well. So
Yun.
thanks for having me.
Yun.
Should be one for Anay. Hashtag the problem yun.
The problem.
By the way, naka 20% na ako.
Same. 20% now.
Wala akong promote, guys. Basta abangan nyo lang kami kung ano yung mga poster, yun na lang. Nakits na lang tayo doon.
Sobrang gangsta mo naman pag pare.
Bayan lang mga
Page
poster
mo, page mo.
Ako ron, siyempre, yan. Kaya nabahala dyan. Kung gusto nyo ako i-report nyo ako. Unfollow nyo ako. Yan lang, pero... Basta, manood kayo lagi ng tsaka motivate nyo kayo mag-podcast.
Oo.
Motivate nyo kayo
Motivate kami.
mag-podcast. Kasi ilang weeks wala.
Tagal no? 3 weeks?
3 weeks, no? 3 weeks, tapos tinatanong ko may podcast, sasagot, ha.
Buti nga, nag-reply ako sa'yo eh. Pero tayo, pagbabalik namin dito, siyempre, nag-NPL,
Busy-busy.
nag-busy-busyhan. Ayun, tapos, lagyan nyo din yan kung ano yung gusto nyong, kung ano yung gusto nyong pag-usapan namin
yung hindi,
susunod.
tsaka yung hindi nabanggit na yung hindi nabanggit na food.
Oo, yung mga-
Gusto ko rin marinig sa kanila. Minsan hirap maalala.
Oo, ang hirap pre, lalo na pag
Childhood.
childhood. Yun, thank you so much. At kami ay pupunta na sa Nightmares. Bahala na. Tandaan nyo lang yan. Maglaro kayo kung ano gusto yung laruin. Bahala na kayo dyan. Yun lang. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.